Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is WShadows, and welcome back to a brand new video. We are back on Arcane World, and today I want to do a quick guide, I guess, if we can call it this way. Just teach you some tips and I guess show you some easier ways to gear up your character without spending too much, if that's what you want. So it's just going to be a handful of tips and tricks. One of them being, if you haven't started the server, please, when you sign up, use my referral code. On top of helping me out, you're also going to help yourself out by getting, I believe it's a gift that gives you some Einhasad Coins or something like that, an extra XP bonus. Basically just a free boost for using a code in your account panel when you create your account. If you've done that, that's already one easy way to get some extra loot for free, just signing up with a referral code. If it's not mine, somebody else's, but please use mine. All right, so as you can see, this was recorded the day after. There were a few things that weren't included in the original recording that I didn't want to include in the guide. One of them being the awakening abilities. Once you get to 85, you're going to unlock all 12 points of the exalted abilities, because you just get exalted automatically. For people that don't know what exalted is, it used to be more important rank. It used to be like noblesse, but a bit on a higher notch, more of a glorious title. It's like a PvE achievement, I guess, but they basically made it so that everybody that gets to 85 gets automated exalted. So if you don't know what exalted is, don't worry too much about it. It's just a title that I'm going to mention a bunch of times. You already have it. You don't need to do anything to access it. You just need to go to this talent tree that you can see right here when you open your character stats, and you have to put some points. So if you're going to be farming, which most likely you are, this is probably the build that you want to go for. You want to put, for your Exalted, you want to put all your points into P attack, M attack. I would put all the points into attack, and then the weapon mastery for attribute attack and weapon P/M attack, and then all attack power. It's 12 points. You're going to get more as you level up. And in terms of awakening points, I think you get 3 points all the way till 99 or 100 or something like that. And from there on out, you get a point every level. So I might have more points right now, but this is something that you would want to work towards. So I put 1 point into Oracle Blessing right off the bat for the PvE damage. You can customize it however you want. To be honest, it's not necessarily the biggest of deals. The point is you need to spend points to get lower. So right here, I need to spend like an extra point. Yeah, there we go. I need to spend 1 more point here in order to access the next line. You can put it to get some extra speed if you want. Then you can unlock the Oracle Holy Blessing, which is 6% extra PvE damage and 6% XP. And then you scale that to an additional 8% PvE damage and 8% XP. And then if you have some more points, put them into stats. I'm level 109 on this character, so I am a bit higher, but this is what you want to build towards, something of the kind. Like I said, if you want, you can customize it as well to make it more to your taste, but if you want to min-max your damage, I think this is probably one of the easiest ways. And the second thing I would recommend, if you're comfortable with spending a little bit, is purchasing the following things. I've already spoken about this in my first video on Arcane World. The Rune of Kings, the 30-day Rune of Kings, and the premium starter pack are worth every penny. If you're comfortable with spending this $45 right off the bat, you will get a very comfortable start. The premium starter kit is insanely good. Even almost 2 weeks into the server, getting it would be a pretty big upgrade starting out, I would say. And then the Rune of Kings, which is, like we spoke about before, a rune for XP, SP, drops, etc., etc. Very good to have. And offline rune, which allows you effectively to keep your character farming while you close the game. If you don't get it, then it is what it is. You're gonna have to grind at it slowly but surely, the free-to-play way, but that's not necessarily impossible either. There are a few ways to, get some upgrades in the game. Now, this video is dedicated to Yoshihiro69, who asked me about this almost a week ago, and I'm so sorry for having waited so long to get it done. I've just been going through some stuff in real life, and I haven't had as much time to take care of it, but here we are. So to answer what you asked me previously, in a question that a lot of people would like to have answered, what do you do after 99 or so? At that point, the leveling goes extremely slow. Questing doesn't necessarily matter quite as much. You're not gonna have one quest, one level. You're just gonna have to farm. So here I am to help you figure out how to get some Einhasad coins, how to min-max, and just get some pretty easy upgrades. Pay attention to the world chat. I will move my camera a little bit for the sake of this. As you can see, the world chat over here, a lot of people are talking, and if you scroll through it, if you pay attention to the world chat, you will see plenty of streamers like myself as well at times, FYI. For example, Fuscal Pred over here, who's shouting out RS Community L2, where they're giving away 10k Einhasad coins. So the cool thing is that the GMs actually do help the streamers a little bit it by giving them material to give away, premium or Einhasad coins, and there are constant giveaways. You can always just support the community of Arcane World, check out their streamers, interact with them, and always have a chance of winning items or whatever they give away. I had a friend who specifically told me that he used to just be in every possible stream every time there was a giveaway, and he would make a lot of money that way. He would make like $100 worth of in-game currency in a week or something like that, which is very good. And like I said, at the same time, you support the community. If you want to do it, like I said, just pay attention to the shout chat where you will see people shouting it, and do participate in there, show them some support, and you know, hopefully you'll be lucky and win something. On top of doing this, what I recommended you to do is take advantage of the session zones and the instances. So the solo instance zone, for example, you go to Aiden and you speak with Carinia, Castia's Labyrinth, do it daily. So it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, if you're gonna have more gear and more levels, you're more than welcome to go to the higher difficulties of the... Shut up. Like I was saying, the higher level you go, of course, and the more gear you have, you can take on the higher difficulties, and in the end, they will give more and more rewards as well. Those will come in terms of consumables or Einhasad coins. Very easy to do as well. The session zones as well. Pantheon's Museum and Fioren's Crystal Prison. Both of those, if you're at 105 and you already have a tiny bit of gear, incredible XP areas and Adina areas. So make sure you farm them every time you can. Once again, if you're capable of it, trying to find somebody to do the party instance zone for Spirit Forest as well. This is also a great spot for both Adina and XP. If you can find yourself a party doing the rest of the dungeons as well, like Crystal Prison, Baylor, Nightmare Komaloka, Ashen Shadow Camp, and Crowfin's Nest, all of these are extremely good at giving you XP and overall some extra supplies as well. Dungeons are honestly in this chronicle the best way to just gear up slowly but surely, squeeze in a tiny bit more currency out of the game, and it's like one of the only times that you get to be relatively active, so take advantage of it. There's an ongoing event. There's a festival fairy in Aiden where you can go, you can speak with her. First of all, you ask her for an event bag for taking coupons. She will give you a bag. I don't know why it didn't show up. She will give you this, which then when you open it will give you the fairy lucky ticket, which for 1 hour PvE damage plus 10%, attribute plus 20 XP plus 100%, and plus 25% extra Adina. If you have these, you saw the stats are good, and then you can also participate into the lottery event that happens every hour. Now, this event, if you're lucky, you can win, of course. Sometimes it's going to be a ruler's authority, or sometimes it's going to be the fairy lucky coin pack, which will be 1,000 coins. If you don't win anything, you just get 100 coins. With those coins, what you can do is then walk up, speak with the fairy once again, and get some extra consumables and items. Like right here, for example, these are high level gems that you can then use so you can compound and make the better ones. I will show you shortly. This is a very easy way. You literally just get it for having the character online and having tickets. The thing is that you only get 3 tickets from this, so eventually you do need to come and resupply with the festival fairy where the tickets are 20 million a piece. But in the areas where you're farming, Adina shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to make this money, and I promise you that this investment will be worth it. Please do it. You can use it to get the Santiago Sea Wind scrolls, which for 10 minutes it will give you some extra XP if you want to use them every now and then. You can use it for the Festive Agathon charm, which I also highly recommend that you get as soon as you have 1,500 lucky coins, which as you can see is a bunch of extra stats. Then of course, slowly but surely gear everything else up. So this one is also a very important tool to use, so do be mindful of it. Always resupply on your tickets because it's literally just free stuff. The jewels, bring this bitch back downstairs, you can make them better. If you didn't buy the premium pack, the premium starter kit, and you're just running free to play, you're gonna need to make some jewels. So in this case, you need to go right here in the UI, craft other equipment, jewels, and right over here you have all of these gems right over here. Now the thing is that in the ordinary game there's way too many gems, as you can see. Greater Aquamarine, Vital Stone, Tanzanite, Garnet, then we have Red Cat's Eye, Blue Cat's Eye. That's already more than 6. So in order to simplify it, they basically made these jewels that you just combine everything together. So once you have a greater gem of each, you can then combine them here, so you can basically have the effects of all the gems and then still fit in your brooch. I hope that makes sense. If it didn't, please let me know. I will answer it in comments. So this is also something to work for. If you didn't get a premium starter kit, we're talking about playing free to play. The first thing that you need to do after you have your exalted weapon and everything is to buy these blessed scrolls for enchant exalted weapon. Your weapon used to be plus 21, and taking it to plus 21 is guaranteed. You will need only 21 enchants, but you need to get those 21 enchants and get it done. And of course, making your set as well to plus 10, or if you want, you can take it to plus 20 using the scrolls as well. As you level up, the exalted quest will also be be giving you a little bit of gear that you can then upgrade. For example, the Kaliel Superior Bracelet was actually just a regular bracelet they gave you when you got Exalted, except I just upgraded it. It tells you exactly how to do it. For example, in this case, if I want to upgrade it, it says take the bracelet enchantable, take the bracelet enchanted to +10 to the head blacksmith in any town to get the Silver Leap bracelet. You don't necessarily have to go to the blacksmith. I'm pretty sure that the game assistant over here can do it. Yeah, right over here, the game assistant, I want to upgrade equipment. And then you can click on it. It will show you what you need to do. So once you do have a bit of a bank for what's it called, for Einhasad Coins, do you gamble a little bit with these enchants? They're pretty cheap-ish, and you can farm quite a bit of it, especially as well, once again, if you do all the currencies, if you do all these little tricks that I gave to you, you should be able to boost them up quite a little bit. Now, this should be a pretty good start in terms of a newbie guide. I would also recommend, as a last tip, to maybe stick around to the Telegram/Discord of the server. I will leave it into the description, where you will be able to see the news of the server, if there's any giveaways coming from them or any news. You're going to be able to see them early and adapt according to what's coming up, save up resources or whatever. You decide how it goes. If you have money, then that's absolutely not a problem. You can just buy everything you want and you don't really care. But here I'm talking about people who just want to enjoy the game without emptying their MasterCard. Other than that, just make sure that your character has uptime. Anywhere that you can farm and kill safely consistently will eventually get you to upgrade your character. And I promise you, you will get a lot further in this server and any other Arcane World server that you're going to play than you would in official servers. That is my promise, and I think that 99% of players who played on these private servers know that to be the truth. So anyway, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know. Like I said, please make sure to use the referral code in the description if you're going to join the server. It's really an easy way to help me out, and at the same time, like I said, you're gonna get an extra boost when you start the server. Combine this with the tips I just gave you, you should be able to do pretty well for yourself. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.